Good morning to everybody. Firstly, upon behalf of the General Coordination of Mines of the federal government in Mexico and from the Mexican Geological Survey, I want to thank to the organizers of this event for the opportunity to give you a very quick picture, a very quick scenario about what is happening in the mining industry in Mexico. The next, please. Okay, in the next 15 minutes, I will try to review very quickly these topics, these 5 topics. First, the mining industry, economic indicators to show you how important is the mining industry for the Mexican economy at this moment. The Mexico's mineral potential, the mines opened in the last years, the advances project. And finally, I will try to answer the question why we consider that Mexico is the best mining investment opportunity for you. Okay, here are the figures for 2010 of the source for foreign income in Mexico. The main foreign income comes from the automotive parts and component exportation, as Mr. Castañeda explained. We are very tied to the North American economy, and we have a huge area of exportation. After that, we have the oil industry. We are a traditional oil country. For more than 30 years, from the 70s to 2006, our main income comes from the oil industry. And you can see in this graph that in 2010, the income derived from the mining products from the mining industry surpassed the incomes of the tourism. Right now, mining is more important, have more specific weight than the tourism for the Mexican economy. The next one. Okay, this is the value of the mining production, the Mexican mining production, the total mining production. In the last 8 years, you can see that we have an important jump from 2009 to 2010, almost 50% of increase in the value of the production. And from 2010 to 2011, we are estimating that the jump going to be about 80%, up to 17.5 billion US dollars. The next, please. Okay. In 2010, the national mining production participation value was distributed in this way. The main income comes from gold, 25%, silver, 20%, and copper, 16%. For 2011, we are expecting that the silver recover his position and will have a higher weight in the incomes by product. We will be again a main silver country producer. Okay, the mining investing projection, the investment that we have received, the amount of money that has been pumped to the industry in the last 6 years, you can see that it's very consistent. We have an increment in the last from 2009 to 2010, we have a little stumbling block in 2011, but we are expecting to increase that at the end of this administration, federal administration. We are expecting to reach a total of more than $21.7 billion of investment in the mining industry. Okay, let's see a little bit about the Mexico's mineral potential. This map is a very broad map about the different metallogenic belts that we have in the country. We have the copper, porphyry copper and molybdenum in the northwest part of the country, in Sonora State. Also there is a new, we call the Sonora orogenic gold belt, where we have several important mines of gold, La Herradura, Soledad y Polos, Nochebuena, El Chanate, and this new province has about, at this moment, indicated resources of about or above 7 million gold ounces. Also, we have the Faja de Plata, the Faja de Plata belt, that probably is the most important silver province in the world. At this moment, in 2011, Fresnillo mine, the largest silver mine in the world, produces about 35 million silver ounces, and Peñasquito about 17 million silver ounces. So we have a very important silver province in this area. Also, we have in the south, in Guerrero, the Guerrero Gold Belt, with more than 8 million gold ounces of resources indicated. We have the Iron Belt in the Michoacán, Oaxaca, Guerrero State, in the coast. We also have the Molango district, for example, that is the largest manganese depositing in North America. So we have a great variety of different mining products. The next, please. This is the share of the Mexican production in the world. You can see we are since 2010 and also in 2011, we are the first silver producer in the world, just above Peru. We are the second in fluoride. We have the 5th position in lead and molybdenum. We are the 6th in zinc production, and we are starting to become an important gold producer in the world. The next, please. This graph is a very interesting graph. It's just the way that the rate, the percentage of increase in the different products, taking the 98 year as a base data, how the production of the different products have been increasing. And you can see gold, the gold increase is more than 1,400%. We keep on growing silver. In copper, you can see in that graph the problem of Cananea. Cananea is at this moment working at full capacity. So this graph will be heavily modified in the results of 2011. We will increase about 150,000 tons of copper from Cananea. We need to add to that graph. We will be highly impacted in the production of lead and zinc with Peñasquito. Just Peñasquito, with Peñasquito, Zacatecas become the largest, Zacatecas state, the largest lead and zinc producer in the last year. Okay, these are the main gold producers, the main companies, gold producer companies in the world. In Mexico, excuse me, you can see that the Gold Corp produces about 25% of all the gold production in Mexico, with Los Filos, that keeps being the main gold producing mine in Mexico. Is still the largest producer, followed probably by La Herradura of Fresnillo. We have several companies, Frisco, Alamos Gold, Agnico Eagle. So it's important to mention that we have mines scattered all around the country, are not concentrated in just one or two districts. We have different, very important gold districts scattered all around the country. The next. It's the same for silver. You can see there the amazing production of the Fresnillo mine. Just Fresnillo mine produce about 25% of the whole production of the country, silver production of the country. Peñasquito is starting to become a very important silver producer. And you can see all the different mines and the traditional old districts, silver districts of the country. The next, please. It's the same for copper. Grupo Mexico is the main producer of copper. These figures are of 2010, and you can see that Cananea in Sonora just have about 20,000 tons of copper. This year, 2011, we're expecting a production that is going to be about 140,000 tons of copper. So the results of 2011 of copper will increase severely in the copper statistics. Okay, the next, please. I will show you the different mines that were opened in 2009, 2010, and 2011. The next. Those are the different mines that come to production in that years. You can see that we have an average of about 5, if we estimate, taking account all these units, we have an average of 5 mines per year opened in Mexico. 5 new units in production. For 2011, we are expecting to add Las Mercedes of Yamana Gold with about 125,000 gold equivalent ounces. We have El Gallo in Sinaloa, and also Nochebuena, a gold mine in Sonora in the orogenic gold belt of Fresnillo. So at least for 2011, we are expecting another 5 new mines bring to production. The next. The advanced projects. You can see there are several projects that are in the roster. We are preparing this, and we are expecting that some of them will come to production in 2014, 2015. We have important projects like Metates that just have announced that they have more than 19 million gold ounces and more than 500 million silver ounces in resources. Also is El Arco that will increase the copper production in about 200,000 copper tons. Is El Boleo that in his first 4 years will produce about 50,000 tons of copper plus cobalt and zinc. Las Mercedes, as I told you, El Gallo in Sinaloa, and Nochebuena in Sonora. The next, please. Okay, why we consider that Mexico can be your best opportunity to invest in mining? I will try to review this, to answer this question with 2 studies done by 2 agencies, 2 analysts, Metals Economic Group of Canada and Beret Dolber, consultants from United Kingdom. And finally, I will try to use the real facts of the market. The next. Okay, according to Metals Economic Group, the amount invested in the world in exploration, go back please, reached $18.2 billion in 2011. It's a jump of about 50% compared with 2010. And the recovery of the investment in exploration in the world is amazing from 2009 to 2011. This amount of money goes to different parts of the world. The next. This is the distribution by regions. And you can see that Latin America keeps on being the the favorite destiny of investors to do business in mining. The next one. And this is very interesting. For the second year in a row, Mexico has been classified as the fourth main destiny for investment in the world, just below Canada, Australia, and USA. We are the favored destiny in all Latin America. We are the first in Latin America and the third in the world. And this is, we repeated this record for the second year in a row. The next. These are the number of foreign companies or Mexican companies that's financial from abroad, because all the companies must be registered in Mexico. They pay taxes in Mexico, so we consider it as Mexican companies, but financial from abroad. And we have a total of 288 companies, and you can see that steadily the number of companies has been increasing every year. 72% of all that companies are Canadian companies. Okay, the next. And this is a graph that shows how the 806 mining projects are financed by product. Almost 62% of the total investment that comes to exploration in Mexico goes to gold and silver. Go back. Another big share goes to copper, but the main products for the investment are precious metals and copper. The next. Okay, this is another study. This is very Dolber analysis, and this study they call where not to invest. And they analyze 25 different countries, mining countries, and evaluate different variables. You can see economic system, political system, security, permission, corruption, economic stability, and tax regime. And they qualify each country from 1 to 10. 1 is the lower qualification, and 10 is the highest. And you can see that in this report, 2010, Mexico occupies the 5th position below Australia, Canada, Chile, and Brazil. And of course, the lowest, the highest impact is in the security subject. We have 2 qualifications. But also it's important to see the tax regime qualification. We are considered with Canada as the country with the best tax regime. The next, please. This is important. This is the market. You can see here the source of equity financing in 2010 with the different stock markets: Toronto Stock Exchange, Toronto Stock Exchange Venture, London Stock Exchange, Australian, Hong Kong, New York, etc. And you can see that 60% of the total amount of equity is controlled by Toronto Stock Exchange and Toronto Stock Exchange Venture. They control 62% of all the equity. And these stocks have listed in 2010 1,178 companies, and for those companies, 210 were active in Mexico, represent 14% of the total number of companies. The next. And here is the map that shows the companies, the number of companies that are distributed all along the world. And you can see that for the people that invest in the Toronto Stock Exchange and the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture, the favorite country to invest is Canada. Of course, they have the flow-through share system. After Canada is USA and Mexico. In fact, Mexico represents 75% of the total junior companies or companies that are Canadian companies that are active in South America. Okay, the next. Well, finally, these are the conclusions. Mexico legal security, strong economy, and a stable political system are guarantee for safe investment. Mexico is first in Latin America and fourth in the world in the list of the 10 top recipients countries of global exploration investment, as according with the Metals Economic Group. Mexico is ranked in the 5th position, just after Canada, Australia, Chile, and Brazil, as a lower risk country according to the 2011 Beredolver Group ranking of countries for mining investment. Mexico as mining destination is the 3rd most attractive country for Toronto Stock Exchange investors, where 58 of the public world mining companies quote. After Canada and USA, Mexico holds 210 listed companies in the TMX, which represents 75% of the entire companies operating in Latin America. And finally, in the past 4 years, an average of 5 new major scale mining projects have been brought into production in Mexico. So I think that the facts speaks by itself. Thank you.